So let me just share my screen. Awesome. So let's get started for today's session on ChatGPT for recruiters. Let me ChatGPT. Okay, so a few of the rules of our session, as always, just in case if we have any question, anytime in between the session, if you have any question, please do not hesitate to unmute yourself and ask. So there is no such formal rule of first you raise a hand and then we ask, okay, fine, please ask. No, nothing like that. Or there is nothing like at the end of the session, we're going to have some Q&A discussion, nothing like that. We learn as we go, completely live. We learn together, we fail together, again, we learn together. So it's always the practice has been remain always something similar. First, we take a failure version of it, then out of failures, we learn and then we overcome it. So that's where, as I mentioned that no need to hesitate to ask questions. You can ask as many as question possible. You can ask the same questions 100 times also completely fine. I'll be happy to answer you. But again, asking questions is what makes the session interesting and involved. All right. So let's get started. Let me just get it chat here. Okay, I'm here. Where is it? All right. Okay. So what is ChatGPT first? Let's start with a new chat. Generally chat.openai.com/chat is basically a link where you can enter. So I just pinged here in the group, sorry, in the chat over here. You can just click on it and then it will um, ask you to sign up using your Gmail or official email, whichever. You can easily sign up. Pretty much it is available now. Maybe earlier in the first week when it was launched, they had like around 1 million signups in the first week itself. So that time we had some wait time, but right now I think pretty much everyone is getting their slot immediately. So you can just sign up using this link, the one which I pinned in the chat over here. Now let's start with a new chat. Why ChatGPT? Why so much of boom? What exactly the ChatGPT? How ChatGPT people are utilizing it? And as a TA, as a recruiter, as a sourcer, how do we utilize ChatGPT? As I mentioned rightly, that if we are held up with tedious processes and if we really don't have a time to source, or if we don't really have a time to search on a new role, or if we don't really have a time to do some research on a new role that we are going to work, what is this role? What is it all about? What the skill is all about? How am I going to source? The whole process will cover step by step using ChatGPT, a beautiful way of doing it, where then we'll realize that there's a lot of time which is saving, and at the same time, it is also helping us in a lot of ways to communicate with the candidates too. So let's start with new chat. So honestly, I also technically do not have a right answer of what is ChatGPT. Let's ask ChatGPT itself. So I'll just so ChatGPT. I am ChatGPT. Excellent. A language model developed by OpenAI based on ChatGPT 3 architecture. I'm designed to understand natural language and generate human-like responses. So this is most important. I am designed to understand natural language and generate human-like responses to the question and prompts. I'm trained on a vast amount of text data from the internet and can answer a wide range of questions on a various topics, engaging in conversation and even perform some language tasks such as transitional and summarization. something like if you want to do some um, um, translations also, something like that also it can do. But otherwise, if you see here, it pretty much says, I'm designed to understand natural language and generate human-like responses to a question and prompts. When we say human-like responses, really, it's giving a responses definitely, which is something like we're talking to one-on-one, we're talking to a person. That's how the responses has been based on the usage in couple of last weeks and months. And I'm trained on a vast amount of data, basically a text data from the internet. When it says I'm trained on a vast amount of text data from internet, that means they have gathered the complete data which is available on the internet, and based on that, they have built their AI model and can answer a wide range of questions. So in internet, we know when we search, browse for something in Google, across we have the information. Again, Google browse for the millions of websites, web pages, and whichever the information is most suitable and whichever the information is most relevant, it shows us on a first page or it shows us on a top of the results. But similarly, what ChatGPT is basically, it's again for me another Google, but at the same time, it is giving us more curated answer in a proper format. So that's where it says I'm trained on a vast amount of text data from internet and can answer a wide range of questions on a various topics. Engage in conversations. When I say engage in conversations, uh, something like, let's say if I'm connecting with you and if I want to send you some email related to a job description, related to a job opportunity, definitely I can ask a chat GPT that I want to send an email to this person and these are his skills. Can you please help me with a nice email template? So it creates that conversations data, conversational AI basically. Um, there are other companies also which are basically building those conversational AIs, but they're very specific to that particular domain. But this is something, it's not just an AI which is understanding how to respond like a human, but also it has learned a lot of data from the whole internet and trying to engage in a conversation, like again a human, and even perform some languages tasks such as transitional and summarization. So that's pretty much a decent explanation about what ChatGPT is. Uh, Now, how it is useful for us in a recruitment, basically. How do we use this thing in a recruitment? Now, various use cases, as I mentioned in our message itself, are you tied up with a tedious processes? And do we really not have a time to source, to identify a candidate or to engage with the candidate or to do a research on a specific role, which is new to me? So definitely, before I start searching, if I came across some a role which is really new to me, then definitely what we'll be doing is like we'll be Googling out about those particular skills, about those particular role, then trying to understand sub skills of it, trying to understand how do I create more curated Boolean, which could fetch me a really good results. All those things we're doing it. And that will be a lot of time consuming, but still we had no other way and we used to do that. But at the same time, by doing that, particular human is building their knowledge and their skills. I would not say completely stop it. I would definitely say that is also should be there. But this is something, how are we actually utilizing it? That's it. We are not actually going to depend on ChatGPT, but how exactly we are going to utilize it. So when I say sourcing, okay. So ChatGPT is definitely helping me in sourcing, but at the same time, I'm not only depending on ChatGPT because tomorrow it becomes a paid, then I'm broken. I'm sourceless. I don't really have anything paid, and we really don't know what the price it's going to come up with. So that's where definitely we are honing our sourcing skills, but at the same time, when we're in a time crunch, when we really don't have that much of time and we need a helping hand, that's where we are going to ChatGPT and taking a help of it. So I'll just take a pause. Any doubts, any confusion, anything so far?
Uh, Hi, Chef. This is
Yeah.
Piyush. So,
Mm-hmm.
Chef, what is the agenda if we talk about this chat GPT piece in terms of recruitment? So,
Hmm.
what we are thinking to cover on the deep notes?
Nothing in depth, but basically, how do you use ChatGPT in our day-to-day life in recruitment?
Okay.
And
Okay.
basically just save a time uh, instead of spending, as I mentioned, like if you really don't have a time to source, if you really don't have a time to research on a particular role,
Right.
then it's just the helping hand that I'm just
Mhm.
taking a help of it and trying to expedite my work.
Yeah.
Let's say
Yeah.
now
All
you
right.
have a team of people who are freshers, and you really don't
Correct.
have that much of time
Hmm.
to work with them or to help them understand what the role
Right.
is all about, what the skill is
Hmm.
all about, everything.
Right.
Then definitely you can tell them, just use ChatGPT. You have information handy. So
Hmm.
basically, this is more of how are we going to use it. So you're not going to build any sourcing skills over here, but basically you're
Hmm.
trying to understand in that tight bandwidth of time how
Hmm.
smartly we can use ChatGPT and get the job done and save some number of hours.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
So let's say one of my client in Cref has given me a new requirement that's about a DevOps. Okay, DevOps or IT ops. That's about 3+ years of experience in IT ops or DevOps, 2+ experience in Google Cloud, Azure, all those kind of a skills. Then experience in scripting using one or more languages like Python, Shell, Bash. Solid understanding of Unix internal, solid understanding of cloud network concepts, and then experience in system monitoring, design, and implementation, proven demonstration of owning a production system, experience in production of production systems uh, from external and internal threats. Good to have experience in Jenkins, Artifactory, Tomcat, MySQL, Ansible, Graylog, ELK, Maven. Experience in handling backup and data recovery and managing security incident. Proven experience in CI/CD and cloud infra automation. Good to have experience in handling HA systems and replication servers. Good to have skill set in managing hiring and training team and to work independently. Good to have projects management skills and documentation skills. Experience in auditing cloud resources to improve security of infrastructure and reduce cloud cost and about the company. All right. So that's pretty much a short JD, but a lot of skills covered in that. Now let's say I just wanted to understand, first of all, what DevOps is. Let's imagine a situation where DevOps is completely new to the world and we really don't know what DevOps is. So let's go and ask ChatGPT first. Understanding, basically trying to understand what the role is all about, what the title is all about, what the DevOps is all about. What is DevOps? Okay, so that's a detailed explanation of DevOps. DevOps is a set of practice and methodologies that combine software development and IT operations to improve the speed and quality of software. The goal of DevOps is to create culture of collaboration and communication between development and operation teams, which traditionally work in separate silos and rest additional details. Now let's say okay, this is DevOps. Rest of the two paragraphs also, it's giving a detailed explanation about the DevOps. What does DevOps engineer do? So we might use same thing in Google, that what is DevOps? What Google would do, it would scrape millions of web pages, and wherever the text is entering the question like what is DevOps, and whichever is most rated or whichever is most visited by the users, they are getting those pages on top of the result and saying that this is DevOps. Basically, in our sessions, we covered what is Google direct answers and what is Google suggestions while we search for anything. So here we do not have those kind of a suggestions or anything, but it's trying to basically get the data from whole internet, curate it, and present it. It's not showing us from which page it is fetching the data. Google is showing us from which page it is fetching the data and also redirecting it to that particular page, redirecting us to that particular page. Something like if I ask what is DevOps to the Google, similarly, Google will give me a list of results where this particular answers to these questions is existing, something like Geek for Geek or um, some coding websites. It might redirect to their website based on their crawling, based on their rating, where the answers are there. And additionally, if I ask what is DevOps to Google, Google might start suggesting some additional other questions, which people might have actually searched for. Someone who is searching for what is DevOps, there might be a people who is searching for these particular questions also, like something like this. Okay, so it's scrolling a millions of websites, and the most rated websites or the most rated web pages, it's actually giving it is over here, means suggesting us, because again they are most visited while people learning about the DevOps, and based on that Google has given the list of results. What ChatGPT is doing is basically it's not showing us from where it is fetching the data, but it's actually reading a millions of websites again and giving us most curated and structured answer. Okay, this is what is a DevOps. Okay. Uh, and as I mentioned, people also ask for, Google has given us additional suggestions. Someone who asked, what is DevOps? There are some additional questions also that people has asked for. Means it is actually capturing a user database. If these many millions of people has asked these questions, then these are the millions of people who also ask this kind of a question. And then it's capturing that data and also suggesting us these are the additional questions what people asked. Does DevOps need coding? What is DevOps versus agile? And then what exactly DevOps do? What is DevOps in simple words? In Google, we have additional information. It's redirecting us to those particular pages, but wherein in ChatGPT, it's giving us answer to the point. So that's a little bit difference between Google as well ChatGPT. But otherwise, let's go further. So what does DevOps engineer do? First, we learned what is DevOps. Then after that, we are learning what does DevOps engineer do. So now in what does DevOps engineer do? It additionally gives us, here are the things what the DevOps engineer do. A DevOps engineer is responsible for implementing and managing the DevOps culture practice and tools with organization within an organization. They work closely with development, operations, and quality assurance team to ensure that software is delivered as efficiently, reliably, and securely. Here are some typical responsibilities of DevOps engineer. So it also gives us a responsibilities of DevOps engineer. So now what we have done, we have understood what is DevOps. Then we have understood what does DevOps engineer do. Okay, now what next? I would go again. I'll do bit research. Are there any similar titles for DevOps engineer? I hide this. There was a typo, but it understood it clearly. So it again started giving us a list of additional titles that some organizations might call. Some people will call it DevOps. Some people will call it SREs, that is Site Reliability Engineer. Some people call it Automation Engineer. Again, it is basically focusing on roles and responsibilities. Based on roles and responsibilities, it is browsing the whole data which is available on internet and trying to see which are the additional titles what these people can use it, means what different company can use it. Sometimes it happens that one company is using software development engineer, but other company is using SDE, but other company is using just analyst. But at the bottom, when it comes to the roles and responsibilities, um, analyst or software engineer or SDE, all three are basically doing the same job. So similarly in this also, in DevOps also, it depends on roles and responsibilities, but what title that company is basically giving. So DevOps, then SRE, then automation, then release engineer, then infrastructure engineer. So let's say if you are kind of a confused, let's ask what's the difference between DevOps and SRE, if there are any major differences. So again, it's trying to scroll the data, it's trying to read the text, it's trying to see the information. Is there any data available like that, which is again, which could justify the answer that to show the difference between DevOps and SRE, because just our previous question was, what are the alternate titles for the DevOps? Then it says DevOps engineer, SRE engineer, automation engineer. But when we really again be specific about what's the difference between DevOps and SRE engineer, then it's trying to scroll the data again and trying to get us the most relevant and the curated answer. So that's a detailed explanation. DevOps is overall more of a entire software delivery lifecycle, wherein SRE is more of a specific implementation of DevOps that focuses on reliability and performance. SRE is basically a subset of DevOps that emphasizes reliability and availability as a key metrics of success. In terms of role, a DevOps engineer typically focuses on implementing and managing the DevOps practice, while an SRE engineer focuses specifically on ensuring the reliability and availability of the system. However, there is a significant overlap between two roles, and in some organizations, the role may be combined or used interchangeably. So that's true as well. So that's where we learn what's the difference between DevOps and SRE. So SRE is again a part of a DevOps, which is more specific and emphasized on implementation part of it. So yeah, now what we did, we understood what is DevOps. We understood what does DevOps engineer do. We understood what are the various titles of DevOps engineer, and we were a bit skeptical between DevOps and SRE. We did ask that what's the difference between DevOps and SRE, and then it gave a detailed answer. Okay, now let's the fourth start. So let's say build a Boolean string for DevOps engineer, or we'll curate in next question. The better the input, the better the output. So first it gave us about the titles. Then after that, it's giving something related to CI/CD, continuous integration and continuous delivery or deployment. Then configuration management, infrastructure as a code, automation, monitoring, logging, Docker, Kubernetes, AWS, Azure, some cloud technologies. So this is on a overall on a high level. We just asked for a specific DevOps engineer, where we were not really specific about particular job description. So how much ever in a broad it can cover, it's covering as much as possible all the variety of skills which DevOps engineer covers. Please exclude site reliability, automation, release, and infrastructure engineer. Let it complete. And giving us an explanation also, the Boolean strings includes various titles that may be associated with the DevOps engineer, all those things. So let's say please exclude SRE or infrastructure or release. So we just want DevOps. We don't want release or infra or title. Means sorry, SRE, infra or release engineers. So we just said infra, but again, it understood clearly, saying that, thinking that okay, that must be a infrastructure, and started giving us only related to DevOps, what the industry might use it. Okay, as I mentioned, this is on a overall on a high level it's making. Let's go with second steps once this response is complete. Awesome. Now it will give the explanation. So similarly, now let me just come here and take a JD. Please build a Boolean string for below JD. Awesome. Let's say, please keep the programming languages in one set.
Shiv, if you could go back a bit upstairs for 2 minutes, I missed a point over there.
Nothing. We just took a JD. We just copy pasted a JD and we asked, please build a Boolean string for below JD. That's it. And then it has given all these things. Here is a Boolean string for finding a candidates with the relevant required skills for the job description provided.
Thank you.
Okay, then we are saying please keep programming languages in one set or nest and DevOps tools in one set or nest. And cloud skills. and regenerate a Boolean. Great, a proper nested search. It started. Awesome. So the more we ask, the better the response is, because again, it's a machine learning. It keeps learning and it's keep improvising. The more we ask, the better the responses are. Now, earlier it gave one particular string, which includes all those stuff. Then after that, as I mentioned, the better the input, which is nothing but our question, the better the output. Please keep programming languages in one set or nest, and DevOps tools in one set or nest, and relevant titles in one set or nest, and cloud skills in one set or nest, and regenerate a Boolean. And then it says, okay, sure, these are the programming languages, these are the DevOps tools, these are the relevant titles, these are the cloud skills. Again, we can also mention, please add AWS, or GCP or Azure.
So what is the purpose of asking it to do the same?
Did he give us AWS and all? Because I see AWS and all is missing. So cloud, definitely it has mentioned cloud deployment, cloud architecture, networking, and all those things. So I'm asking also add AWS or GCP or Azure to the string and regenerate, because that's also one of the requirement.
Okay. So I'm asking what is the purpose of asking it for the nesting?
To create a better Boolean.
Okay. But
So
still
that's
both
what
the
I
booleans
asked.
will give the same results, right?
Huh?
But still, if we use both the booleans, then they would give more or less the same results, right?
More or less the same, but still, it's always good to have as much as possible.
Okay. Yeah, right. Yes. Thank you.
No problem. So let's say if you spot something like AWS or GCP or something was missing in the Boolean which is generated. Okay, then just go ahead and ask, why don't you include this also? And then it will generate it for us. So earlier in this string, if you see about the cloud, okay, cloud skills, it has understood as a cloud deployment, cloud architecture, networking, Unix. But what I mean by cloud skills is basically AWS, um, um, then GCP or Azure. Okay, so I must have asked wrongly, or it must have understood wrongly. So that's the reason I have asked again. Okay, add AWS or GCP or Azure to the string and regenerate. And that's where it started regenerating it again. So that the search is more curated and the search is more structured, which is covering all the required skills. So now here the cloud skills has changed. Earlier the cloud skills were something else, but now the cloud skills has changed over here. So it understood it as clearly that we are looking out for someone with AWS, Amazon Web Services, GCP, Google Cloud Formation, all those stuff.
And just one question can I ask?
Yeah, please.
So from the JD, some are must, some are good skills. So from these Boolean strings, if we see with reference to JD, is he giving us an indication which were must or which were, good to have?
I think in JD, there is nothing must and good. It's straightforward JD actually. But
And
again,
what
as
if
I
we don't
mentioned,
have a JD?
Just in case if we have some must to have and good to have skills. Again, it will read it.
To
That's
have
what I'm saying.
mentioned there. If you see bottom line, good to have skills mentioned.
Okay, good to have. And about the must to have, Arvind?
No,
Okay,
that is
Arvind,
not there.
this is his requirement. So Arvind is in front of me. Excellent. So it would be a great thing.
And what if we don't have a JD?
I think I got a network error. You don't have a JD, you just use open. Like first, without JD, we did it, right? It just gives us on a high level.
So how do I give it a location? In the sense, if there is a location constraint, how do I mention it in the chat with GPT?
Location, if you want to add, we can add.
Do we get the profiles also here based on this Boolean search?
No, we need to take this Boolean and
Acha.
use it in LinkedIn or other X-ray searches. So X-ray
Okay.
search, it can create it for us.
Can you
Okay,
please show an example in LinkedIn, please?
can you please create an X-ray search? Or above. To get.
So earlier scheme, sir.
So now when we're asking, can you please create an X-ray search for above skills to get results from LinkedIn? It might give or it might not give. Okay, as an AI, I do not have access to X-ray searches on LinkedIn. However, it's giving us suggestions how to search on LinkedIn, log into your LinkedIn account, relevant job titles, add a programming languages, all those stuff. But otherwise will come. Someone asked some questions. What was that?
So earlier, the Boolean string elaborated with the AWS complete elaboration was there. AWS, GPC, and Azure. And
Hmm.
the next time it doesn't have the same elaboration. It just gave only AWS, GCP, and Azure. That's it. But earlier, it gave completely full elaboration of AWS, GCP, and Microsoft Azure.
You can always regenerate the response. If you're not satisfied with the responses, you can always regenerate the responses. And again, it will understand what we are trying to see, or you can give some input saying that be more specific for AWS, be more specific, be elaborative for giving a AWS skills, and it will give you.
Then it will add again the elaboration of the AWS, GCP, and it will generate
Exactly.
code.
So earlier it did not give with AWS and all. Then we were little more specific. Can you please add AWS, GCP, or Azure? Then it started adding with the
Yes, sir.
elaboration. Then again we generated. Then it missed the elaboration. But if you really want that elaborated way of search, then you can definitely go back and give that input. Can you please give an elaborated search string? Then it will elaborate everything and give it.
So we just need to add the AWS, and we need to tell them to add it with an elaboration of code. That's
Yes.
Okay, so Shiv,
Okay,
what
so
this like result that we got, that's a very long key string. If we directly
it's not
put this in LinkedIn, would we get the result for this?
in Recruiter you can put.
Okay,
In Recruiter, you can put in free version, as it allows us maximum 5 operators and 6 keywords. But still, there is a way when we cover our LinkedIn session, LinkedIn end-to-end LinkedIn sourcing, free LinkedIn sourcing. Maybe in that session, I can cover how we can overcome the searches and how do we utilize all the filters which are available in LinkedIn. So similarly, it is also saying us to use all those filters. Let's say with this result, log into your LinkedIn, type relevant job titles, add programming languages, add cloud skills mentioned. If I'm not really satisfied, I'll say regenerate. Okay, can you please create an X-ray search? We are asking. So it says that, no, I do not have access to that. I would not be able to create it. But if we give some hints to it, see, it has picked up. Site linkedin.com/in. When you said regenerate, again, it has picked up the hint and took it. So site linkedin.com/in title Earlier it wasn't taking. This afternoon we gave some input, so it's taking up from my login account. Okay, fine. This person might ask this question or give me a hint by using this particular operator, build a string, and it has built the using that particular operator. It has built the string, and then we started getting all these results. So now let's say I'll just go to LinkedIn. We'll search for one resume. So I just search for DevOps resume. Let's take this resume. Okay, 8LX Labs DevOps download. I think I've already downloaded it, but let's. So on a high level, so again, just come here.
Shiv, can you please show again? You took this string and put it in LinkedIn.
No, I just searched for DevOps resume. I did not even take any string or anything. I just took search for DevOps resume. There was some post. Some people has posted their resumes. I just took those thing. I just took this resume. Mukul Maheshwari.
All these generated strings can be used in job boards also.
Absolutely.
But if you see the results that gave that ChatGPT given, so it has a number of skills. But job boards always pick each.
You can always ask ChatGPT to sort it.
No.
Okay, now let's say.
My question is like if you go through above search, last search, which included all the required skills. In that,
Yes.
let's say here,
Let's.
if you the same
I got
string,
your question. Give me a second.
Yeah.
Sort the string below. This is something goes ups and down. Okay. So I just take this. Already we have crossed that, but we wanted to sort that. I just come here. Sort the string below.
So meanwhile, Shiv, do we have any set of limitations we should be trying this many times, or it allows only specific?
Limitations in the sense?
Can we try like infinity times of asking ChatGPT for multiple times, or something is there because
you can ask. You can ask.
Nothing limitations as of now.
For as of now, I did not see any limitations.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Here is a shorted version of X-ray search string. So it's trying to short it. We'll also short the other search string, which was really huge, if you want. But in job boards, I don't know which job board you're using, but the time when I was using long back, Monster, I used to give in 2011, 12, 13, I was using Monster. I used to give strings up to 50 keywords also, India and US both.
Yeah, keywords it will take. My question is, it has given various keywords by saying, if you can see the search, all our results, it says CI/CD, recovery engineer, backup recovery, and also it says network engineer, networking also. So always job boards will pick if somebody mentions any keyword related to these words in their resume, even though they are not working on something really and CI/CD, it will pull all the results, right?
See, end of the day, what keyword are we searching for? Okay, when I say now I have a list of keywords, okay, which is elaborated, which is giving me more options to search for instead of only searching for DevOps engineer. If I have a list of keywords that I can search for cloud automation engineer or cloud security engineer or backup and recovery engineer, It's always good to go with a broadened search to get as much as profiles possible. Okay,
Okay.
now you're saying now person might not be working. That is something we really don't have control over
Yeah, sure.
job boards.
Just
That's a
now,
job board nature.
yeah, in the string that generated, you can see like cloud architecture or networking. It says networking, cloud architecture or Unix. If you give the same search in job boards, it will pick people who is working on only Unix, only networking, only cloud architecture, right?
You can ask the way we asked, can you please exclude these strings and give only these ones? The way we asked here, can you please exclude what we said? Please add AWS.
Okay.
You can always go back and ask, just exclude these ones and regenerate. Then it will exclude those ones and regenerate.
Yeah. Can you give me a suggestion? Just asking. I think with this keywords it is generating, I think it is better to give search keywords by ourselves instead of pasting the JD and asking the system to generate. Because if we are pasting the JD and asking for ChatGPT, it is throwing results in a large scale.
Absolutely, because we have given the whole JD and it's reading. See, end of the day, again, it's machine. Machine would not understand that human would need a shorter answer. We again have to ask, short it. Like if we see here, for this version, we asked short the below question, like sort the below string. Then it has given the string and then it has also said this is a shorted version of this. So again, end of the day, further
So if
shorted.
like our requirement, if we know about our primary skills and secondary skills, then probably it will, if you give those keywords, it will take directly and will give the best results. I guess. Is that correct?
No, didn't get you.
So let's say I know my job description. I don't want to put the job description and ask ChatGPT to generate Boolean string. Instead of that, I know what are the required skills mandatorily to have for this role and optional skills also. If I can give only those keywords, I think it will generate required sets, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So here we have given the whole JD itself.
Yeah.
As you mentioned that, okay, these are the must to have skills. These are the good to have skills. Okay, now if you have the combination of these two, then you can just keep only those particular skills and ask them to generate, and it will generate it for you. Now, if you say it has further shorted it.
Thanks, Shiv.
Okay.
Shiv, I have one question. If we use the entire string in the search and search for it, say in case LinkedIn or any job board, it is still going to fetch profiles which have like not some profiles will have only half of the skills or only 2 or 3 skills. So it will still fetch those profiles, right?
So that is job board nature. It's not ChatGPT nature.
Yes. So in
The
LinkedIn
problem
also,
is with the job
right?
board. The problem is not with the ChatGPT. The problem is with the job board.
Yes.
But
Yes. And
if you give in Monster, okay, Monster versus Naukri, I have seen the behavior of Monster. Now I'm not really sure, but when I was using, even if I give 50 keywords, last resume of the last page. Let's say there are 100 resumes and I have 10 page of results. Last resume of the last page, I still used to see all those 50 keywords highlighted in yellow. That was the power Monster had. But when I use the same strings in Naukri, as I go to the next pages, the keywords started dropping down.
Yes, right.
But today also, you go to the LinkedIn. LinkedIn has further fine-tuned itself. Today you go to LinkedIn, give all these keywords. Even the last page of the last result will have all the keywords.
Okay, thank you, sir.
You just try in LinkedIn Recruiter specifically, I'm saying, what are the keywords you are giving? Pick up the last result of the last page. If you get 1,000 results, go to the 100th page, pick up the last result of the last page and see if all the keywords one by one existing or not. And I'm sure LinkedIn has built it beautifully well now. Recently, I've tried and tested. Yes, all the keywords are existing, but Naukri is still not up to there. As soon as I go to the next second, third, fourth page, the keyword starts dropping. So that nature I've seen with Naukri, but other job portals I've not really remember with Dice or Career Builder because I was a fan of Monster. while I was using Monster, because Monster was only the site which was allowing me to give this lengthy booleans. But other good thing of using such lengthy booleans is you're getting a profile which has all the skills. Good to have, must to have, alternatives, all the stuff. So sometimes I'm searching for DevOps engineer. I might just search with the title, but there might be some specifications where engineering manager or hiring manager is looking out. I need a DevOps who is good at Python or Java because they have to run so many scripts on the infrastructure to automate something. So those additional skills also, we're just taking the use of it. Who has deployed something to the AWS or GCP or Azure, any of the cloud? Then again, it is taking up from there. So that's how it is.
Anji
Okay.
sir, yeah, if we, as just we discussed, if we mention essential skills and good to have, ChatGPT will include both as it is. So, you know.
So we can always ask, these are the must to have skills and these are the good to have skills. We have to see the better the input, the better the output. If you want to be
Understood.
very specific about it, then
I'm
ask it,
saying
these are the must to have skill.
Yes, sir. I'm asking, just putting again, we specified, let's say, 3 essential skills, 3 good to have. So the Boolean string ChatGPT will give, will it include good to have also as it is? What I'm saying for ChatGPT, will it treat same good to have or essential, or will it make some difference in while
If we are
giving this?
really good at asking a question, then it will understand. Something like, let's say now you're saying, these are the good to have skills. However,
Yeah.
so rephrase your question. The better your questions, the better it will understand.
Sure, I have one question.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, it's very
So now
basic.
it has, just give me a second. Now it has taken a nested search. Nested search, which is all the title and AWS or Azure or GCP, because we said DevOps, which is must to have, AWS, GCP or Azure is must to have. And also give us a list of results with additional skills which are good to have. So, or it has given this one. Okay, all these titles, and again, these are the skills. So what this skills will do, it will minimum search for this for sure. And apart from that, it will also search for this one. So it is also covering both good to have and must to have. So again, we have to emphasize our question in such a way that we are defining which are good to have and which are must to have. Then now if you see here, Azure, this is any which way searching. But as we mentioned, can you please regenerate a Boolean with must to have skills and good to have skills as an optional? So again, it has given a different Boolean altogether, which is again as an optional. Yeah, Raghu, please go ahead.
Anji sir, yeah, thanks.
Yeah, sure. Actually, it's very basic question. I try to generate myself. Please generate a Boolean string for following skill. Then I pressed enter. I was supposed to give Java, Python, and like full stack like that. That was the idea. But as soon as I entered it to start generating, how you are giving like multi-line?
You can stop always. In
No,
case
no,
if you
no,
see
no,
that,
no, no, not that way. While giving only, like, I mean, I asked, please generate a Boolean string for following skills. Then I was supposed to press enter and give Java, comma, Python, comma, SQL, suppose.
shift enter it is.
Oh, okay, okay. Like multi-line.
It's not direct enter, it's a shift. You wanted the next line, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Enter, if you do, it will go. Okay.
Okay, sure.
It is a shift enter to come to the next line, shift enter, so that you come to the next line.
Thanks.
Okay, I got you. You were trying to ask, and additionally, you wanted to do something, but you have entered and it got entered and it started
Yes, yes.
generating, and you did not have the option to add additional skills. So that's a shift
Yeah.
enter.
Shiv, I have a question here, Arvind this side.
Yes, sir.
So this is really an amazing generating multiple searches, but how accurate if we're asking ChatGPT to do search in LinkedIn X-ray or other things? Because LinkedIn X-ray allows only a minimal set of operators, maybe like 5 or 6 or lesser than that. After that, machine also cannot read and accuracy won't be there, right?
So X-ray searches, we can use a number of operators. That should not be a problem. Up to 32 keywords we can use in X-ray searches.
Okay.
Let's say if we feel that this search is really broadened, we can always ask it to sort it. So it has actually given a shorter version of it. If you can just see here,
Yes,
this
I've
much we
seen
can
that.
use it. Yeah.
Mhm.
So if you feel that it's becoming too much for a Google to handle, you can always ask it to short it. It will short it for us.
Makes sense.
Or Shiva, also, like, once it's given us a broad string, we can manually remove whichever not read. So that's also
Absolutely.
good.
That you can do it manually also. Okay. Now we got the resume. Is the below resume good for about JD? So it's reading the resume, it's reading the JD. So what are the resume we got it? I just copy pasted from working experience based on the JD provided. Irrespective of the experience range, but as per the skills, what it has scanned. The
Shiva,
candidate has
any observation you have done? Like when I say above, does it take above JD? Does it take the beginning JD or just above you fine tune, no? Exclude, include such
No,
things?
JD we gave now, so it understands JD is where sitting. It's not taking from the Boolean, it's taking from the job description.
Okay.
So based on the JD provided, the resume seems to be a good fit for the role of DevOps engineer. The candidate has experience managing data platform infrastructure at a scale, setting up entire architecture from scratch, handling production incident. They also have experience with Kubernetes, Docker, ELK stack, AWS, and Jenkins, which are some of the must-have skills for the role. The candidate has also worked on various projects related to bug tracking, monitoring web servers using Grafana, and developing a simple HTTP server in Golang. Overall, the candidate skills and experience seems to be aligned with the requirements mentioned in the JD. So Arvind sir, here is a JD. Irrespective, means don't go with the experience range, but go with the kind of a skills that you might need.
Yep.
So sure, like I have a question. Like, I mean, it's not only keyword, even it is considering even the responsibilities of the JD also it is taking and giving the result, right?
Absolutely,
I mean,
that's the beauty of it.
Yes.
That's where I just thought of, let me just have this session.
Great.
So
So I thought
tomorrow
might
when
be
I'm
just only
seeing,
keywords.
I have a loads of resumes and I have a JD here. I'm just copy pasting the resume to the ChatGPT and asking if this resume is matching or not. And it's taking up the skills, it's taking up the roles and responsibilities, it's taking up the achievements, all the stuffs.
Basically, it is
I'll show you the
screening
next
here.
part. Huh?
It is screening here actually, right?
It is screening.
Yeah.
Detailed screening.
Level
Arvind,
one
so you can
screening.
just take a look at the resume. If you exclude the experience, I know you need 3+. But
Shiv,
overall, if you tell me.
maybe we should try in a different way by giving the resume of maybe a sales guy or maybe the operations guy.
Yes, same I was saying.
Validate whether
can do that.
ChatGPT is
Let's
functioning
do it.
correctly. Yeah.
Okay, so this is one of the US candidate.
Mhm.
So is the bill there? Resume good for other. It's asking the GD. Let's give the GD. Here is the GD.
So the thread continuation, I believe it did not happen here when we have given the another resume.
Let's see.
Yeah.
It is actually based on the information provided, difficult to determine the candidate is a good fit for the JD. Thus, the resume does not provide explicit mention experience with all the skills listed in the JD, and there is not enough information about the candidate experience in cloud networking, cloud
Wonderful.
deployment, and system monitoring, all those stuff. However, the candidate experience in working in fast-paced environment, all those stuff, but not exactly related to DevOps. It is showing us how it can be transferable, all those stuff. It's upfront not saying bluntly no, but it is giving a possibilities how we can convert this person to DevOps, a roadmap basically. But it's clearly says the resume does not explicitly mention experience, and the person do not really have an experience. Like, let's say with one more resume.
I mean to say it's giving even the slightest experience which is connected to DevOps. It's highlighting the positive points and negative points, sir, actually. That's what is happening here.
Absolutely.
So the negative points, it is saying that this one, he doesn't have the so-and-so skills. Positive points, if you have a team management skills, it's like giving the pros and cons of the resume which we are given, which is completely relevant to our job description.
Yes.
Okay. Because like the ChatGPT doesn't see the technologies. No, as per the job description, it doesn't find the technologies in the resume, which we gave the second time.
Yes.
So it is like giving the pros and cons of the resume which is given, like
Pros and cons, and also suggesting what is missing, what is not missing.
These are the things. Probably you can feel if it's good fit, you can apply, or else like you can remove. It's like
So it's taking up
giving
this one.
option. Yeah.
Business development. So it slightly misunderstood. Yeah. So we will have to mention this is a JD for. Okay, now Ronnie, is the Ronnie fit for below DevOps role?
Shiv, you can also put the question as review the resume or summarize the resume. That will also give the good overview of the candidate.
Can everyone please unmute? Yeah. If you see here, however, JD also require whatever he has it, they have mentioned that they have it. It has mentioned they have these things, but however, JD also require experience in CI/CD, cloud infra automation, and it is not clear from Ronnie's profile whether he has a specific experience with the tools mentioned in the JD, such as all these things. So it's giving us pros and cons. Therefore, while Ronnie may be a potential candidate for DevOps position, it would be important to further access his skills and experience in relation to the specific requirement. So let's say, how about this resume? So let's say, how about Mukul's? Is it a great fit for given DevOps JD? Okay. Okay, now it says what are the projects, what are the achievements, interest, all those stuff, and why it is a great fit. Okay. Now, candidate is a great fit based on a JD and based on the resume. Now let's say, please write an email to.
So will this also consider the years of experience on one particular skill set as per the job
No, years
description?
of experience manually we need to check, but I think soon it will come. We'll have to rephrase it. But again, as I mentioned, more the input, the better the output.
Shiv,
If you're
just
Gotcha,
sorry to interrupt you. Just do one thing. You can paste the resume and say review this resume, or give a
We'll do
summary
that.
to it.
We'll do that. Please write an email to Mukul for. Please write an email to Mukul to check, not to check. Please write an email to Mukul to check if he's interested. Interested in this role and get them about the opportunity. Okay, now we understood the JD, we understood what is DevOps, all the stuff. We created a Boolean, then we found the candidate. It says candidate is also a great match as per the JD and as per the skills available in resume. Now we want to write an email to Mukul to check if they're interested in this role and get them excited about the opportunity. Subject. Awesome. So if you give more information about the company also, it would fetch more information about the company and it will again curate the email as well.
Shiv, I have one question. Here it is mentioned we are a fast growing company in the retail industry. So why it has taken only retail, not other domain also?
Not really sure. So in craft. Okay. Let's give the complete JD. I think we have given it only from here, but we haven't given from here. Please write an email.
Can you see the name of the company in the Google? It's INC or whatever it is. It is in retail domain also. Can you check the LinkedIn page? Then might be.
Yes,
Arvind, sir, you are here?
it is a retail-based company, retail technology.
That's how that is. It has taken retail only.
Awesome.
Yes, sir. Yeah. But this one is like pretty good, sir. You know, there's a lot of time of any recruiter.
So here is the complete JD. Can you please write an email to Makul and get them excited about the role? Awesome. Talk about the
Can you go
achievements.
little up? Just show me the question that you had put for this answer.
This one is
Simple.
truly awesome, sir. Truly awesome, actually.
Simple. Here is a complete JD. Can you please rewrite an email to Mukul and get them excited about the role? And
This is super cool, actually.
Yes, sir.
It's a technical talks,
talk
actually.
more about talk more about their achievements and see and talk more about their achievements and tell them that how it is useful for us.
Sure, what was the intention of your question here? Like you want to tell the candidate about the company, or how is
No,
this?
about the candidate achievements, what they have mentioned in the resume.
Okay.
So that the candidate is got means the candidate has got means more
Good
keen
skill.
about that the recruiter has actually gone through my whole resume. They have read about my achievements in past, and they're also telling how these achievements are actually helpful in the next organization at current company, all the stuff. So your achievements in past, such as migration of existing legacy applications to the container and their Jenkins pipelines for packaging installation, all those stuff. Demonstrate your ability to continuously and aggressively look for the opportunity to modernize and automate workflow, which is essential for us as we grow. So that's super cool even. Okay, so first email I sent it.
Sure, please show the question again so that I can
talk more about there. So step by step.
Sure.
Okay, so first we have seen candidate is a great match. Please write an email to Mukul to check if they're interested in this role and get them excited about the opportunity. Then it is given as an email. And InCref, as you, someone mentioned, how it is taking retail company. We also didn't know that it was a retail. Then we got to know that it's a retail and it's mentioned. From where ChatGPT picked that information, I really don't know. And then here is a complete JD. Again, we have given a complete JD, and then we asked, please rewrite an email to Mukul and get them excited about the role. Then again, they have written an email to Mukul. Then again, we have asked, talk more about their achievements and tell them how it is useful for us and why. Then that's where it talked about more of their achievements also from their projects, from their achievements, and mentioned here how it can be useful. Basically, we are trying to give a more curated approach and get them excited so that they also know that the recruiter has actually gone through the whole resume, but actually it's ChatGPT which has gone through. All right. So don't depend on it, but be smart on how to use it. Once you review the resume, we know what all the information is there. Based on that, we are asking ChatGPT, okay, fine, curate in this way, curate in this way, curate in this way. Now, let's say I sent a first email, candidate did not check it. Follow up, please. And if you're building some messaging systems, that's where companies are actually integrating ChatGPT, because all those messaging conversational thing, ChatGPT is taking care from there. Okay, let me just stop. Follow up with Mukul, please. I should have written. Okay, let's see. It's generating.
This is really awesome, wonderful.
So it's not asking to go back to the previous email again. It's again showing as a reminder, we are looking for someone with expertise in IT ops and DevOps who is comfortable working in fast-paced environment and has experience in designing and automating cloud infrastructure with your 3+ years of experience in the field and expertise in scripting, cloud networking, and security, I believe. And if you're not satisfied with the answer, ask them to regenerate. It will regenerate again. You can always stop also in between.
This email is a little bit different, sir, than the one, this one looks a little bit different.
What different?
The email I'm to say.
It's follow-up email now. It's following up.
Oh, yeah. Because it's like it had added 3+ years of experience in the field, It's a different thing, the framing of sentence and all.
Once we stop generating, so if you want to ask ChatGPT to continue, will that do?
We can regenerate it. We can say stop generate and we'll regenerate. It will do it. Okay. Please ask them to book a calendar with me. No, it's a calendar link. Okay. Let's say if this is a senior role. Okay. Typos there. Here is my CAL. Okay. So now Mukul books a calendar. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Now, how can I get them this role? Okay, no, I don't want this. No, I mean, sure. I thought, meeting. Okay. No, I mean, what should I talk in our meeting to get them excited? So now it's reading again JD and it's reading resume and it will tell us, okay, these are the pointers you can talk.
Good.
This one is super cool, sir. For freshers and 1 or 2 years guys, they would definitely gonna love this thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Shiv, I have a
Definitely
question.
gonna fall in love with this, these facilities.
Yeah,
Shiv, I have
you
a
had some question?
Yeah, down the line, let's say after 3, 4, 5 years or 7 years, does this recruitment job is available, or like it will
I
be?
really don't know. You need to be on top of it.
Even
At least need to be
I
aware of how
yes.
do you use these tools.
Yeah.
So ChatGPT will lay off all these recruiters' job. Take all the jobs.
End
So
of the
there is
day,
a very
once
much possibility it can replace all our HR jobs. They would be at a risk.
Though we recruiter are always soft target to lay off or for any kind of.
Exactly.
We recruiters are always soft target because we are not available.
that's the reason we built SourcingXPress.
Yeah, because like these kind
And
of
honestly, that was the
because
intention.
so because these kind of things, even experienced developer can do all such kind of stuff. They again don't need another
Developers are
HR
taking
recruiter to
codes. Developers are taking codes, giving them a problem statement and taking codes from them. Code from ChatGPT.
Exactly, and they can do all this HR stuff also. They could replace us very easily with all these facilities.
If we are not on top of the skills, definitely.
Definitely,
question.
that would definitely gonna happen. And we are at a very much bigger risk with this AI now.
So yeah, pretty much.
If you're creative in getting the positions closed as a recruiter, your job will never be at stake.
So now Mukul got excited about the rule. Okay. Schedule a first interview.
Shiva, am I audible?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a question on this tool which you're using, My Calendly. Is it a free tool which you're using?
It's free.
Okay. So you have registered and you can ask the candidate to book a slot, is it?
Can everyone please go on mute? No, we are giving a suggestions to ChatGPT and asking do this, do that, do this, do that. So ChatGPT, how to register? I've shared a link over here in the very beginning of our chat. I'm resharing it again. Just go there and sign up with the Google, which is free tool.
No, I'm not talking about ChatGPT. I was talking about the calendar tool, which you just pasted the link, right?
This is My Calendly link.
Okay.
I'm still using the free version of it.
Okay.
So Calendly basically reads my availability from my calendar and share it with the candidate when all time I'm available, and they will be able to book it, the slot. So which are the time.
Is it integrated with the Outlook also?
I think so.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
Please schedule a first interview with HM. Okay, I don't have access to schedule of the interview. Okay, please schedule interview at. Please schedule on Monday. On coming Monday. At 3 p.m. Okay, even the suggestion, if you say, I'm sorry, but I'm as an AI language model, I don't have access to the schedules of individuals and the ability to schedule the interview. However, you can contact. Now, let's say if you're building some messaging system like this, and if you have integrated ChatGPT in your systems and given access to both, at least interviewer schedule, it will start sending emails. You don't need scheduler in between. Please share Mukur's email as well. GS at. Let's see what will it be. Wow. Okay.
This email would be there in this chat only, right? It will not directly ChatGPT will send this email.
No. That's the reason I said Gamil, not Gmail.
Gamil.com. Achha, but if you say gmail.com, so
no, it won't go. It won't
sorry.
go. It need a messaging server, right? ChatGPT is not a messaging server. But if you integrate in your system and give the access to that, then it can.
Down the line, it will directly integrate it with this system, I believe. So.
Okay. Otherwise, I'm excited to discuss the opportunity. And awesome. Yeah.
So in the latest time, maybe we just need to, open the ChatGPT
Please
and we just
schedule.
need to give the email. That's it, and it will automatically send the email.
No need
without
to give
asking
email
much.
ID also. I've created many templates without
Really?
giving you.
Okay.
Now it is asking, but I've created many email templates. Please schedule second round. Round on Wednesday. Awesome. It's asking. She is the interviewer. Email template. Okay, bye. Second round.
So sorry, just gives an text format template, or we need to just copy paste and send it through an our email.
Little bit do a modifications. Don't have to copy paste as it is.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm just showing the process wise, right from the requirement received. I did not know anything about the requirement. Then how do we understood what DevOps is? What are the alternative title? Then we understood what are the additional skills. Then we asked what DevOps engineer do. Then we understood properly role and everything. And then after that, okay, we saw some booleans. Then we asked some sort the boolean. We saw some direct boolean on which could be used on a job portal. We saw some X-ray searches which could be used on a LinkedIn. Then after that, okay, now we got it. We got the boolean, we got the profile. Then we searched some of the resumes. Then we pasted the JD, and then we asked some resumes of tech, non-tech, some relevant, some non-relevant, and asked them if it is a right match. Then it has given us the suggestions with the pros and cons, which is great match, which is not a great match. After giving that, okay, fine. Finally, we like Mukul. Now we wanted to have a email conversation with Mukul. Then we asked, okay, fine. Please send the email to Mukul and get them excited. Then it gave us a nice email template. Then Mukul got excited. Not in the first thing. We again followed up. Then second email they checked. Then third email they came and booked my calendar. Then once they booked the calendar, I didn't know what to talk to Mukul because the role is completely new. Then again I asked ChatGPT, what should I talk to Mukul during the call? How do I get them excited? Then it has given me some suggestion. Now Mukul is excited. Now I want to schedule the first round of interview. We went ahead and started scheduling the first round. Then again the second round. Congratulations on making the next round. We are impressed with your qualifications and experience during the initial interview, and we are excited to learn more about your skills and how they are aligned with our requirements. The next round, my God, I did not give my whole name. I don't know how it has taken.
Chief Technology Officer.
No, okay, it's taken my full name. I just gave Shiv.
Oh, is it?
That is
No, but I think your login credential it has been taken.
Maybe then CTO, you'll have the opportunity to discuss technical skills and experience more in detail, and we'll be exploring.
But why Chief Technology Officer?
I don't know. Okay, the interview will take place on Wednesday, date and time, and will be conducted through Google Meet. The interview approximately. Okay, please let me know if you have any questions.
Sir, how ChatGPT took your calendar also, like in earlier previous communication here?
In that, I gave my link, calendar link. I gave
You
it.
had given. Okay, okay,
I
okay.
had given.
Achha, I have one more specific question. Can
Okay,
I ask
give
now?
me a second.
Yeah.
Now, candidate is today after 2 rounds. Please create an email template for a rejection node. Let's say regenerate. Awesome. Regenerate, but we may have a similar opportunity.
Two are different emails, sir. Both are different.
No, we just regenerated the same email.
Same, okay. I think the frame of sentence is different, I guess, from the first email to this email. I think so.
So, but we may have a similar opportunities in future. So, subject update on your application for SRE role at INCREF. Okay. Let's assume please generate candidate is offer. So anything, you just keep asking and then you have the responses and much curated, beautiful templates and everything. So
So
yeah, that's what pretty much. Yeah.
So the first two emails are different, I guess, in the frame of sentence. Can you check once?
Yeah, we have asked to regenerate. So this is the one. When you ask to regenerate, the framing would be different.
It would simplify much than the first
It
one,
would
right?
simplify it. Otherwise, you can copy the first template, whatever it has given. Let's see now this one again regenerate. Okay, again, it is regenerating.
Okay, if the first one is we feel it's very much bigger, we can copy paste and we can
You can copy paste it and keep it
much simpler, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty great. So yeah.
If you don't know whether you are satisfied or not satisfied, just copy and paste it, save it in your document, and again re-ask. Then see the second answer, which is better.
Okay.
Then accordingly you say.
Got it, sir. Got it. Thank you.
Okay, now it is a second one. Yeah, so that's pretty much about it. Now let's say candidate is an offer, create an offer letter for candidate for this role. It will also do that. Create an offer, not really sure, but template we can ask. If it is not creating, we can ask to create a Mukul. Okay.
In this case, we can get all the letters, sir. Offer letter, relay letter, hike letter, everything.
You can generate for India market, for US market. You can ask and generate.
So for US, we should mention like a specifically to create a US template, something like that. We need to add a country's
So
name.
basically, product is built in US, so definitely it will take more of a US thing only. So slightly.
Yes, 401k, it's in USA, no?
Exactly. So slight changes we can make. Exclude 401 and create it for India market. Let's see. That's as per Indian. So that's just the email body. Otherwise, I think pretty much the offer letters like this in India.
It's pretty awesome, sir.
And now you know how
this,
much time we can actually save, basically,
lot.
in doing all those processes.
Yes, sir.
As I
We don't
mentioned,
need to
don't
think.
depend on it, but know how to use it.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So before sending an email, we just need to have a glance of it. That's it, and we can copy paste.
That's it. Yeah. So see, again, there are a lot of other things also. What it might not understand. Okay. We have to give the inputs to them. Then it will start learning and it will start understanding. Okay. Something like, can we search for software engineer by using any URL? Yes, you can use in URL search operator to find pages that contain a specific word or phrase in the URL. For example, you want to search for software engineering jobs in the LinkedIn. Just search for software engineer. Okay, just search for software engineer in the URL.
So, continuation here. Can we get the details of an individual, maybe the contact number or personal email ID?
No.
So ChatGPT won't be having access to that. Is that?
No, we can't.
So can we look for a specific like files or files, on Google, like PDF files, Word files? Can we?
No. This is only the. It's not Google.
No. I mean to say the string with the PDF file, Word in that particular thing has to be there, something like that. You got my point, sir?
Sure. Do one thing. One search.
It won't give us any Word or PDF file kind of a result. The way Google gives us the Word, PDF or Excel kind of a result, it won't give us that. This is just the question and answer.
I mean to say the string has to be there with the generated with the PDF or Word. I mean the string. I mean to say that word has to be there.
You give the input, it will give you.
Oh, okay. So we should give, the input.
You should give the input.
Sure. I have one question. Can you search like as your name? Like, please give me the contact number of Shiv Kumar, your name and email ID and everything detail. With it, would it be possible for him to?
Let's see what is
the same. I was also asking actually.
Email ID of.
I think it can't fetch the real-time data.
No, it will. I think it will.
50-50.
Yeah.
So it's not a contact finding tool.
Yeah.
Shiv also doesn't give any real-time information. That's the reason we won't be able to find it.
It's not a contact finding tool, or it's not that. It's what does.
Just tried to get me a good coupon code for Swiggy. It said like I am AI model. I can't find it real-time data.
No, that won't. See,
Yeah,
data related information, it won't. Okay, now you say who are the competitors of Swiggy? It will give you. Okay, top 10 startups in India.
So can we ask a question? Something like, can you find me the Facebook, the link or the name or a Twitter name?
Data
Or
related, it won't give.
it won't give, right?
No.
I think we can use this for market mapping also.
Yes. So
Also, I was thinking, so all of these exercises, we have done it for one profile. So how about we have a database of 50 profiles in our folder sitting, and how can we scale up this?
Okay. For
I have one question, Shiv. Do you think it will give you the compensation ranges
data, it will not give.
for,
Ranges
let's
might be
suppose,
possible. Ranges might be possible.
can we try?
We'll see.
Hmm.
Fintech startups.
Like for a 2 years experience, 2 to 5 years experience backend guy in Java, Python.
So one more thing, I have one more question, sir. If we give the chat GPT like 10 resumes, and shall we tell the chat GPT to pick the best one? Or like frame it in like, a rating like 1, 2, 3, 4 for 10 resumes
No, I didn't
as
get
per
it.
the job
What?
description. So, we have, given the job description and told the chat GPT, we have given one resume as well. We told you, the chat GPT to evaluate, and tell us whether it could be a good fit or not. In the same way, if we have a job description one, if we give we have 20 resumes, we're going to post the 20 or 10 resumes, their text, the
Don't do it
resumes
at
and
once. One by one, you give it.
not 3, 4 resumes we can't give at a time.
No,
The
no,
text.
don't give it at once.
That would be over the more text, I think so. It has a limit of text.
Hi, Shiv. Good evening.
Yes, Rini.
Hello, everyone. Yes. Yeah. So for that question, right, I'll give a solution. What is that we can do? Let's say we have 20 resumes.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. So somebody asked that question.
Yeah, it was me.
Yeah.
Your name, please.
My name is Kiran. Sir.
Hi, Kiran. Yes. So let's say you have 20 resumes. Put that in a Google Drive.
Okay.
Right. So and then mention you have the JD above. So add. So just mention that these are the Google Drive links of all 20 resumes. Please and ensure that it is accessible to everybody. The links.
Okay.
Right. Like it should not be like only.
It should be open, not so it should be
Yeah,
not private.
it should be accessible for everybody, right? And then put those 20 resume links and ask ChatGPT to check the suitability of all those 20 resumes. It will
And
do
give,
it.
and
Awesome.
give
Yeah.
the rating accordingly.
How
Give the
about this
rating of 20
LinkedIn links,
resumes.
Srini? It won't.
Yeah. So
I believe doubtful.
Yeah, we can still do that. We can still do that, like, because no, this is not confidential. Anything which is like which is like a little confidential, or which is like
It requires a login and password.
so anything which is bypassing the confidentiality, right? It gives us a negative response. But these things, it is not. They are not confidential.
Yeah, this one is the best thing. If you can give the 20 links of resumes and tell the ChatGPT to evaluate and give the ratings accordingly, which one would be the best one. That says a lot. We can go through each and every 20 resumes and filter it, and we can pick the best one as per the rating of the ChatGPT, because it would be rating each and everything, and it would be giving their its feedback. I mean to say, yeah.
And I have one question, Shiv. Would it be possible, let's say, if we are giving a LinkedIn link of 4 to 5 candidates, we just directly copy paste the link here, okay? And we can ask like, please help me with which is the best suitable candidate for suitable for this below JD. If we say this, so
Not sure. Let's give it a try.
Yeah, this one is a good thing, good question also. Yeah.
Like, I think what I heard initially about ChatGPT, the data is up to like September 2021. Like the data is like we have. I mean, the history of data, whatever it is having currently with the ChatGPT. So
yeah, that is ChatGPT 3. GPT 4, you will not have that limitation.
Awesome. Thanks,
so
Srini.
what
That
we
really
are
helps.
using currently is GPT 4.
Yeah, this one is GPT 4. What sir is using?
So randomly we picked up some profiles. I think it won't be that accurate.
3 or 4 is enough. Yes. I think link it is not taking.
No, it will take. I think my internet got disconnected. There was an error generating. Let me refresh. Are this profile goods for below JD? Okay. This profile is good for see this about this two profile. So let's give one only. It might get confused if we give two.
It has scanned very thoroughly.
So for one, yes. For multiple, I think it will improve again. The more you keep using, it will keep improving its AI. Yeah.
And can you go to this link of this Rajpatra? Whether he has whether it has written correctly or not? See. Because name though I think he has taken from this URL.
So let's evaluate. Based on the quick evaluation, he has over 5 years of experience in DevOps, which exceeds minimum 3 years of experience required for the job. He has experience in scripting using Python and Shell, which is one of the required skill mentioned in the JD. He also mentioned that he has experience in designing and implementing cloud infrastructure and has knowledge of various cloud networking concepts. Rajbatra also has experience in system monitoring and managing production system, which are essential for ensuring the uptime of the infrastructure. He has worked with the tools like Jenkins, Ansible, Docker, Kubernetes, and AWS, which are relevant to DevOps domain. Additionally, he has a degree in computer science, which matches the requirement, education, and qualification mentioned in the job description. However, to access the suitability of his profile fully, it is important to evaluate the experience in handling security incident and optimizing the cost of IT infrastructure and resources, which are some of the key responsibilities mentioned in the job description. It is also necessary to evaluate his ability to handle fast-paced environment and continuously look for opportunity to modernize and automate workflows as mentioned in the JD. Overall, based on the information available on his LinkedIn profile, Raj Batra's skills and experience appears to be aligned with some of the key requirements mentioned in the DevOps JD. So what is mentioned, it has given. What is not mentioned, it has asked us to cross-check it once, and then overall, it has given. Overall observation and summary. Let's go to Raj. 5 plus 5 months, 8 months, 4 years here. 4.10. Then 5.3. And then okay, 10 plus. It's not 5 plus, it's 10
No,
plus.
5 years, yes. But if you see this summary.
No, get a social welfare. Wait a second. Okay.
Yeah, it was
DevOps
correct.
relevant experience.
It started from SAP. It started from counting
Relevant
from SAP.
DevOps experience. Yeah, relevant DevOps experience 2014 till date. That is still close to 9 years, but that's okay.
Some important things we can ask also, like what is the average tenure of this person in the organization?
Interested in the
Like,
role.
is he like, so those type of questions also we can ask.
What is the overall experience of a candidate in regards to IT? Such kind of stuff, maybe.
Got it.
But we can also put another question, sir, like how many years here he has relevant experience to IT technologies or IT field. Such kind of questions.
Based on the job, okay. Based on his job history, has worked with startups and mid-sized companies. That also, wow. And has experience in fast present. These may suggest he could be interested in the role. Okay. Pintu Yadav. Now from Pintu Yadav. Oh, all 4 profile it has taken. Okay, now Pintu Yadav over 7 years of experience. Okay. Okay. However, he has changed the job frequently, which may not be the factor in his recent interest. Okay. But Raj Batra can be interested. Then however has changed job frequently, which may not be the factor in conclusion, while this professional sector.
Did you ask for all the 4 or? in your question?
No, I just asked for one. It has given for all the three.
Okay, okay.
Oh, yes, sir. That's what I say. I have four of the people. It gave the total conclusion.
So you keep asking. That's what I'm saying. It's an AI. You keep asking. The more you ask, the more smart it becomes. The more it learns.
So now related to Boolean search, can we mention that minimum maximum experience while making a
Just
search?
Ask.
Okay.
It
And
depends
can we
on
mention
how nicely you frame your question.
Okay. And second, can we mention tier 1 colleges also? Acha, anything we can ask them. Okay.
Hi, sir. And also, can we search by location?
Ask. See, it's all depends on how nicely you ask question. Better the input, better the output.
And Shiv, I have one question. Let's say whatever the question we are asking and it is not able to answer. So will that be auto populated?
Probably
And in the
today it
next
is not answering, but after 1 week or 1 month, it will answer for sure. I'll show you as an example.
That's
The
what
one
my
which
question.
I'll show you one example. So this was a February batch, which was recently ongoing. During that one, we checked the no, it is available. Okay. Can I search for URL containing software engineer using in URL software space engineer? So it says, yes, you can use in URL operator in Google search to search for URLs containing specific phrase. For example, searching for in URL software engineer will return results of URLs that contain phrase software space engineer. Keep in mind that in this case, this is a case sensitive search for this is case sensitive. Searching for in URL software will not yield the same result. But how is this correct? Because I don't see any URL which has software space engineer with space in between software engine engineer. Then it says, yes, you are correct that searching for in URL software space engineer may not return any result because most URL do not contain spaces. Instead, URL uses the %20 code to represent the space. The correct way to search for URL containing the phrase software engineer would be in URL software %20 engineer. This is going to return the results for URL that contain the phrase software engineer, but in encoded format. It is important to note that results will depend on a web pages indexed by Google, and it is possible that there are not many URL that contain the phrase in the encoded format. Okay, so that was the first chat. Okay, now okay, now even using in URL %20 in URL software %20 is not giving the right result because %20 is encoding format and in results percentage is missing. Yes, you are correct. Using the search query in URL %20 may not return accurate results. That time it was learning, taking a feedback. Because %20 is not encoded format using in URL. Most web browser and server will automatically encode spaces as %20 in URL, but this is not always the case. In the URL operator, it is used blah blah all the explanations. Okay, then Gone to third screenshot. Okay, awesome. But how about using in-URL software hyphen engineer or in-URL software underscore engineer or in-URL software /? Yes, you can use or operator in your search query to search for multiple variations of your search term in URL. For example, using a search query software hyphen engineer or in URL software underscore engineer or in URL software / engineer. So we have given some input, then based on that it understood, then it started understanding it. This will give a broad range. You can also use pipe symbol instead of using or to achieve the same results. Okay. Okay. Awesome. About okay. So yeah, it was a month. When was it? 7/3/23, I believe. Few days back, it was not understanding, but it is understanding today. It has learned it. So there might be a possibility that today it is not available, but over a period of time, AI will learn it. And in future, it will start showing us. So yeah, that's it about ChatGPT or Recruiter.
One specific question. Can I have it? Can I mention in the current role, the guy should be into business development, and into any of the previous roles, he should have been a solution architect.
So what do you want to find here?
This in Boolean search, my requirement is like this, that currently he should be into business development role, and in previous, any of the roles, previous organizations, he should have been a solution architect. Can I?
See, this is something which is feature. Okay, so it would search for business development and solution architect, but it's not necessary that the current role is business development and previous is solution architect, because that is a feature. Feature on a specific portal. If you have a specific portal which is giving you the past and current role titles, that the past title is this and current title is this, you may use it. Okay, but what ChatGPT is doing, it's trying to give you the results with both the title. It could be current, it could be past. It would not give, it will not understand basically. Current title should be this and past title should be. It will give you false positive results basically.
Okay, understood.
Because that's a specific feature on the portals. So taking control over the specific features, ChatGPT cannot.
Understood. Okay, thanks.
Okay. So yeah, that's pretty much about ChatGPT for recruiters. Any further doubts, questions, or anything, feel free to ask. But otherwise, I think this is what it is. I'll upload the session in YouTube also. Maybe for
as a work class
your
that
reference.
only. So are you going to put in the YouTube link, right?
I'll put it right away in some time.
Okay. Thank you, Shiv.
Yeah. So yes, sir, Arvind sir, how are those profiles?
All good.
We are good. All right, great. I think we have done our initial hiring connect on this itself.
Exactly. So the only one thing left is pulling out the details of the candidates in the market. Where
that
it has
you leave up
shown.
to me.
Yeah.
For that I'm there. That you leave up to me.
But otherwise, very good session. Thank you.
Yeah. All right then. Thank you so much. Thanks everyone.
Okay, sir. Thanks, Shiv sir. Thanks a lot. Yeah.
Thank you, Shiv. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Shiv.
Thank you,
For the very
Bye.
lovely information. Yeah.
Thank you, Shiv.
Thanks a lot, Shiv. Great
Shiv,
information.
tomorrow, which time we should start?
That's our internal discussion. We'll talk internally.
Okay.
Okay. Fine then. Thank you so much, team. Bye.
Shiv, can you please do the next session on LinkedIn search?
We'll do it soon. We are starting a new batch that's for the freshers specifically, but in that there are some experienced candidates also. I'm saying that they will be joining. We'll do it soon.
Okay. Thank you so much, Shiv. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye. Yeah. All right. Bye, everyone. Thank you. Have a great day from tomorrow. Let's have a great start on Monday. Bye.
Thank you so much for your time, sir. Cheers. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
It was
Thank you.
really very much helpful, This definitely going to
Awesome.
be helpful for us. Thank you so much for your time, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
Bye, sir.